Microphone. Wait. Hello, Void. Managed to actually beat it this time. Oh, hey, I forgot to open up my notebook. There we go. Hell.
I like those who at least try.
There's still 7 down. Jam Maker level 2. Okay.
Whoa! Is there anything you can't do?
Spice Maker level 2. Alright. I don't have any food in my inventory. Keep those on me just in case. Alright. Thanks again for the other day. Thank you once again for your help. It may take some time for the water to return to its former clarity, but I am glad there was nothing more serious. I wish I could say things have calmed since, but a new danger has reared its head and I wish to discuss with you. Would you mind meeting me at the temple when you have a moment? Sincerely, Shrika.
Hello, little crappies. Hello, little crappies. Looks like some crops are ready for harvest. Hello, little crappies. 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 Hello, little crappies.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything else is ready. Still okay on Woolen feed. Okay. To the cave. Not ready yet. These are though.
Hello, little crappies.
So those all require something special that I just don't have. Oh no, that just requires a little more silver. It also requires silver. I'm playing with the fruit. Silver, silver. Alright. Oh. 23 of those. Feel like I'm missing something. Here we go. Alright, let's see. Sorbus at the Castle of Illusion. Okay, so we have Argene, we have Castle of Illusion, Argene. It's weird that both of these are in Argene, but it sounds like I have a lot of stuff to do in Argene. Alright, well, guess I'm visiting Argene today. Let's try to get the most out of today that we can. Postal 10, of course. Well, let's head in here and see what I can buy for last-minute summer crops. Fall and winter. Well, fall's coming up. And they're relatively cheap. Those are about to die out because of Quietus, so I don't want to go planting more of those. I'll consider it. Okay, so I have business up near the main temple, so let's warp up there really quick. Yes, I understand. I will take care of the letter. You continue your investigation. Yes, Sister Shrika. Oh! You came, Bubbles. It looks like we're having another issue not dissimilar from before. Yeah, I'm here for you. What's up? Thank you. Just being able to discuss it with someone would help. A spurious rumor has been spreading about the Order, and an amount of unfolded criticism, among other distasteful slander, has been hurled against priests in the street. If it stopped there, then I would simply consider it ill-natured mischief, but merchants have appeared selling imitation Flus Indulgenta. That could be really dangerous. They call themselves members of the sect of the Anti-Mother. Yeah, that's a hell of a name. They're referring to the Holy Mother of the Sea's Light Order, but for them to use her moniker in such a way... The Mother has no power to save us. That's what one of them kept insisting when we captured them earlier. We can't claim to know what their goal is, but there's no denying the upheaval it's causing within the Holy Capital. We must put a halt to their activities, for the sake of the townspeople and their safety. If there's anything I can do, let me know. That you would say that so readily is of great comfort. You're not of the Order, and you're certainly not of Argene. You're able to approach this as one not swayed by the Order's inner mechanisms. Not to mention your exemplary record of the Flus Indulgenta incident. So thank you. I'd like to start immediately. What I gave you was a letter we received from the sect of the Anti-Mother. The report you witnessed earlier was regarding this very object. Uncover the darkness in the locked room. That's all the letter says. Do you have any idea what it means? I think there's a room that only the Patriarch could enter. There is one door within the entire temple that remains locked. Yeah. Exactly, having a door locked to anyone but the Patriarch only serves to invite suspicion. It's reminiscent of the Flus Indulgenta, so I would say it bears investigating. If possible, I would like to stop any more secrets from being unveiled. The Order must prove its own innocence. Do you know where it is? Right, finding that door is our top priority. It's somewhere deep within the temple. Come this way. This is the door in question. The darkness behind that door won't open. Darkness behind a door that won't open. What on earth do you think it means? It's just as I thought. It's locked. Do you know where the key would be? I do not. The key to this room has probably been passed down across generations of patriarchs. But Kierkegaard is no longer with us. But I have no idea where the key might be. What do we do then? Blow it up? We know for certain that the door is locked. That is enough for now. Let us pause our investigation for now. I'll look into this more deeply myself another time. Apologies for dragging you over here. Yeah, send me a letter if anything comes up. Okay. That letter has me concerned. But I would prefer to focus on suppressing the chaos caused by the sect of the Anti-Mother first. I'm sure you understand. Let us part ways for now. I'll contact you again once I know more about the door or the sect. Thank you for coming nonetheless, Bubbles. The sect of the Anti-Mother. No one has ever seen the Holy Capital, or no one has ever seen the Holy Mother with their own eyes. How can you believe in such fantasy? If you were to lay your eyes upon the grace of the Holy Mother, it would surely drive you into despair. Yes, that's quite enough. We need to focus on what we should do. These light order waivers. And a lightning stone. I'm imagining he's gonna encounter his parents here or something. This is the temple? Yes, does it look familiar to you? It does. I've been here before. Sorry guys, could I have a look around on my own? Of course. Take care. Yeah. He just ran off like a kid in a candy store. It would be the temple, of all places. I was about to say something's up. We got interrupted earlier when I was about to tell you about why Jade's parents opposed our marriage. It makes sense to tell you now. Jade was a high-ranking priest at this temple. His family are all of the order, so he was raised from a young child to become a priest. They're a family of a certain standing, so they had already arranged a wife for him. But they didn't know that until after he and I had already fallen in love. Neither of us had any idea about his parents' plans for an arranged marriage. They really should have said something earlier. It's common for families like his, so when I first found out about it, I tried to end things with Jade. I just accepted it and tried to move on. I knew from the beginning that they might disapprove of me anyway because I'm not a devout believer like them. But Jade was different. No matter how much his parents opposed our love, he wasn't going to give up on us. He said that he wanted to be with me even if it means going against the teachings. I was so happy when he said that to me. It made me not want to give up either. And then you decided to run. Yes. That's how we ended up here. Miss Lulia, Bubbles, I'm back. Anything? Felt a warm, tingling feeling in my chest. But I still don't remember anything. Oh. I would pray for you now, but that's kinda hypocritical, isn't it? All this time I've never been a believer until when it suits me. Miss Lilia. I give up. I'm all out of ideas. Jade? Is that you? Huh? It is you. Where have you been, brother? Everyone's been worried about you, you know. I heard from your parents you'd gone missing. His parents? Wait, you guys didn't tell them? That's right. Jade still has somewhere to go home to. What do you mean, Miss Lilia? Huh? Who's that lady? Can I talk to you about Jade, please? Me? Sure. Lilia tells the priest about Jade's amnesia. I see. He lost his memory from an accident, and that's how he went missing. Yes. Oh, she lied. I have a favor to ask. Could Jade stay here with you, please? Oh? I was about to ask you the same thing. His parents will be happy to have him back, and if he stays here long enough, his memory might just return. But wait! Where are you going, Miss Lilia? This is where we part ways. You belong here with your family. I'll tell the lady that you were staying with back in Nemea, so don't worry. I think it's a good idea that you stay here in Argene. That way your memory is more likely to come back. But what about you? I'll be fine as long as you are. So, this is it. Okay. Are you ready? Alright, Jade. Come with me. We've got to get you to your family. Well then, Miss Lilia and Bubbles, I thank you for everything. Are you gonna be alright? Bubbles, can we go to Shatola? I want to go back to the beach where you found me. Thank you. Let's go. And we have one at Temple Indulgento near there, and then we have one at the actual inn. So let's warp to Temple Indulgento, seeing how we still have 20 seconds until the actual inn opens. Oh, hello, dear. I remember you. What's the matter? I'm looking for Tolga. Oh, you just missed him. He left a little while ago. Why are you looking for him anyway? Yeah, someone's gone missing. We need the lighthouse. Oh, if I knew. I could have stopped him before he left. It's not your fault. I'll just keep going. He can't have gone too far. Have a look around Argene. He's probably still here somewhere. I'll do what I can too. Yeah, there's gonna be spots all over the place. Alright, if I go right around that corner and then up to the temple, and then I can warp back to the entrance and go to the inn. Glad you're still here. You again? What do you want now? Rog needs your help. Rog? Someone's gone missing and we need the lighthouse. And that's why you came to get me. We need your help to save him. Listen, don't make me repeat myself. I'm not going back to the lighthouse. You're really that worried about another accident? Yes, I don't want that happening again. I'm scared that someone else might lose their life because of the light I shone for them. I couldn't live with that. I'm not strong like Rog. I can't just pick myself up that easily and face the lighthouse again. It's about to be the same thing for him. Oh, do grow up, Tolga. Oh. I had to come out and look for him. It was bothering me. I couldn't get through to you last time, Tolga. But just let me say this. You are not alone. Your son is a good boy, and he is here for you. If it's too scary to go back on your own, if the light inside of you has gone out, then move forward together. With your son by your side, your little light of bravery will surely light up again. I believe in you. Dad, it's time to move on. Even if the fisherman's family doesn't want to see the lighthouse go out, it's their beacon of hope. Come on, Dad, I'm right here with you. Let's get them back their beacon of hope. Rog, he's still waiting at the house. Move forward together. I'm going back to Shatola. Well, I tried. I've done all I can. Can I leave the rest with you, dear? I think it'll work out, but I'll check up. Alright, well, good luck. On toward the temple. Oh, hey! Oh me, oh my, this is quite a pickle. What in heaven should I do? Oh, Bubbles! What can I do for you today? Yeah, you're staring at a wall, mumbling to yourself. What's up? Oh my, that obvious, was it? That's a little embarrassing. But you're right, a thief came to me and I've been thinking about how to help them. Yeah, it must be tough. It truly is. I've been puzzling about it non-stop, but I haven't had a single good idea. That's why they came to me in the first place, to confess their sins and beg for forgiveness. That's why I want to help them in any way I can. Yeah, I think the best way to figure out how to do that is what they took. Yes, that. I don't actually know what they stole. In the confessional, they just kept begging for forgiveness over and over. I never learned what they stole, nor who they stole from. It's not quite as simple as asking them to return whatever it was to whomever it belonged to. I wish it were that easy. Yeah, maybe if you ask them when they come by again. From the sound of it, they might. You're right, there must be a reason for all this. Bubbles, I know what I need to do next. I'm going to meet the thief again and ask them for more details. I'll be back in a little while. Wait, you don't out them in public! Not this again. Oh, it's the Hector. Hey, boss. What's up? Must you renounce my appearance at every given opportunity? Regardless, where's Clary off to now? She's trying to help another lost soul from the confessional. When will she ever learn? I'm sorry, but I must ask a favor of you. Watch over Clary and make sure she doesn't get herself into any trouble. I mean, this definitely sounds like your job. If I shadow her every move, then she'll never learn. So will you do it or not? I'll do it. You have my thanks. I prefer to go, but it seems to have been trouble at the temple. I trust you to look after her for me. Your intentions paved the road to hell. Asking anyone in Argene where Clary went. Okay. Doesn't seem to be anyone I can talk to here. Okay, a majority of them are bunched around the tavern, surprisingly, so I'll warp back to the entrance and go there. Talk! There we go. I wonder if that girl's okay. Oh, I just saw a girl from the confessional leave town with a woman I haven't seen before. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I'm pretty sure they said they were heading to the Silent Cave. Why do you think they're going there? I want a refund if you're gonna fire me. Equipment serviced. Supplies are packed. I can't imagine anyone will come through here, but maybe I should leave a trap anyway. All done. Now it's time to... Hi. Bubbles. You're becoming a thorn in my side. You're going to fight Amadeus, aren't you? What does it matter? It's none of your business either way. I meant what I wrote. Is there anything else? I'm going with you. Don't make me say it again. I will face Amadeus alone. Must get my revenge, and I won't let anyone stand in my way. Parker is ready to throw his life away fighting Amadeus. Where could that beast be hiding? He left all his stuff here, so... There's a map of settlements around Lathe. There's a circle drawn over the forest on the west side of Njord Steep. I'll try there then. Find the forest on the west side of the bridge to Njord Steep. I just realized I never watered my farm. Crap. You're looking for a sister of the temple. The one from the confessional? I saw her not long ago, actually. She was heading out of town with some old other lady I hadn't seen before. She's probably off on some mission of repentance again. What's with the tone? Yeah, see, that sister's famous around here. Sounds like the people of the town actually like the fact that she gets involved. Sister Clary? Yes, I know her. The girl from the confessional, right? Although I'd consider it more like a counselor's office than a confessional. I didn't mean anything bad by that. It's a blessing, really. That girl is always doing her best to help the people of this town, myself included. Have I seen her? Not to worry. She's around here somewhere helping someone in need. That's what I'm worried about. Don't know why I keep hitting the space bar. You're searching for Clary from the confessional? Sure, I saw her showing some traveler around not long ago. She's really something, that Clary. Always helping people day after day. She's even come to my rescue once. I was trying to work up the courage to confess my love for... for cheese! Yeah, that's right. Can't get enough. Clary's going to the silent cave, try to catch up with her. Alright, I think I've tackled everything in town at this point.
Are you taking good care of your flying bug friend?
Didn't expect you to just be walking around here casually. Okay. I was worried about that. Why are you doing this? Does it matter? You'll die here regardless. Adam, please. Give it a rest, won't you? No one's coming to save you. You alright? Bubbles. What's this? Who are you? No matter. Just one more person really doesn't change anything. You could die here together. All taken care of. Ugh. Bubbles, thank you. I dread to think of what would have happened if you hadn't arrived when you did. Was that her? Yes, it was. She said she'd tell me everything if I followed her out here. But why would she want to take my life? I really can't wrap my head around it. Let's go grab her. You're right. We should be able to catch up to her. Let's go and get her, Bubbles. Where is the map? Okay. Finally found the entrance. How did those two turn out, I wonder? It'd be a shame I couldn't stick around to witness their demise. Did the monsters eat them whole, or did they tear them to bits? Anyway, back to Arjun. Wait, please! You're kidding! Why are you both still alive? Bubble saved me. The hell? Those monsters should be chewing on your bones right now. Yeah, always check your progress. Please tell me, why did you try to kill us? Everything you said before about repenting for your sins, was it all a lie? Fine, if you're so desperate to know, there's no point in keeping it a secret anymore. Huh? What I told you back at the confessional was the truth. I wanted to make amends. Then why? Because of all the trouble you went to tracking me down. Huh? The item I stole? It was the contents of the church donation box. I just really wanted the money. But when I remembered all the children that grow up in that church, as soon as I realized how they rely on that money, well, I couldn't help but feel completely rotten. So I went to the confessional. Figured I'd turn myself in. Remember, since how strongly you regretted what you'd done. But when I met you, I realized, what if I framed it to look like you stole that money? No! Sister of the Temple, overcome with guilt, takes her own life in shame. It's not so unbelievable, is it? That's it? But it was all for naught, wasn't it? You felled my monsters and left me with nothing else up my sleeve. So you're not giving yourself up. Yep, I won't resist. Do whatever you like. Very well. I'll restrain you and take you back to RG myself. Bubbles, I'll be fine on my own. Please visit me at the church later. I'll explain everything there. I don't know what's there to explain, but... Do I have any other business here? Doesn't look like it. Alright. Fast warp to the temple and pop in. Bubbles. That criminal is currently within our custody. It must be rough on you, though. Wait, please! You got something else to say to me? Why did you change your mind? You were ready to turn yourself in. What changed? Good question. I guess it's because a bleeding heart like you made for an easy target. I couldn't help myself. Enough talk. We've got a cell waiting for you. Yes, yes. Whatever you say. How calamitous. for the use of the confessional for such an evil scheme. It may be time to reconsider your placement at the confessional. Are you okay, though? Thank you for worrying about me, Bubbles. But I'm okay, really. Clary, no. You should take some respite. That's an order. I'm touched. I didn't know you worried about me so much. But really, it's fine. I'm surprised by it all, don't get me wrong. But I'm honestly okay. Clary, I'll return to the confessional now. There are still many people praying for forgiveness after all. Yeah, she's trying to save face. I'll force Clary to take a rest later. But for now, I must express my deepest gratitude. Without you, Clary would likely no longer be with us. I'm sorry to burden you further, but I hope you will continue to stand by her and look after her. How do I explain this one? Okay, it looks like all my business in Argene is concluded. And I really need to work back home and water my frickin' plants.
Drink up, lovelies. Drink up, lovelies. Drink up, lovelies.
I think I got everything. Yeah. Fall only, and those go in the cave. Alright, well. Alright, well, let's see. Castle Illusion. Airship. Shatola, Castle Illusion. Shatola, Castle Illusion.
Bye-bye!
The good part about this is that I could always just enter a bridge from here and go talk to Dianthus, who I'm imagining is up at the top. I imagined incorrectly. Where is Dianthus? No, she's on the bridge. Okay. Bubbles, you came. Apologies for calling you so suddenly. As I wrote in my letter, I wanted to speak with you. Yeah, what do you need? You have my gratitude. This may be a case that I cannot find a solution without your assistance. Bubbles, teach me about the heart you able possess. Why do you want to know about that? Unlike your anatomical hearts, there is a great deal we do not understand about the intangible force. It seems like an unnecessary component, and yet much of your performance is drawn from it. Subsequently, my logic circuitry is demanding that I make sense of it. What is the heart and how does it work? I want to know. I thought you of all able must have the answer. So tell me, what is a heart? That's a really complicated question. So even you cannot shed any light on this matter. Very well. We have failed to ascertain from where exactly the able heart is born. I could say it's like a conscious tendency or pattern that emanates from your entire body, correct? That is no different from knowing nothing at all. Yeah, we could figure it out together then. You would help me? Sure. Bubbles. Since we don't possess a heart, none have considered embarking on any earnest research into what it may be. However, with your assistance, there might be a time where we can finally find an answer. I appreciate your cooperation. But we are still at an impasse. I do not know how to perform the appropriate research. Studies into your fleshy bodies have yielded no results thus far. You can try talking to people. Of course. Asking those with hearts might be the most efficient method. There is one problem. Revealing myself to any humans may well thwart any chances of receiving first-hand accounts. What? You're adorable. Come on. Cute? What do you mean by that? Nonetheless, I need to find a method of collecting data on human emotion without showing myself. Yeah, there's like nowhere then. I suppose I could check out the database. But it is not a cornucopia of knowledge. There is no more than a record. The results concerning the heart's creation, but it is nothing about how it works. In order to research that, it would require a pooled sample of human emotions, but that... No. Wait. Now that I think about it, there is an account of an old reigning AI. Please wait. If my hypothesis is correct, then I need to verify it first. Which means I must ask for some time. I will send a letter if a conclusion is reached. Wait until then. And a Philosopher's Stone. Goodbye, Bubbles. Best of luck, Dianthus. I just need to get off the bridge. And we're going to Shatola. So, I have business at the Far Lighthouse. I have business by Heinz Atelier. 2 accounts on the beach. Alright, well, let's warp to Heinz Atelier. Step in there really quick. Check on him. No, this won't do. She needs to be stronger. Know what I can do to improve it, but that'll take some time. Is that Bubbles? You know you should announce yourself when you enter someone's home. Yeah, I didn't want to bother you, man. You looked focused. I see. Apologies. I was considering adding some improvements to Fiasola, but I'm puzzling over what to do exactly. I took her out into the water a little while ago to look for a present for a pretty lady. But then I realized that the Fiasola's hull isn't strong enough to dive to the levels I would like her to. Why do you want to go that deep, though? That's right. You could say that's what I created the Fiasola to with the express purpose of achieving. Which means I suppose adding those reinforcements is essential. But essential or not, it won't be an easy feat. To be frank, doing it alone will require a great deal of time indeed. That's it! I don't suppose you'd be interested in helping me improve the Fiasola. I'll pay you back in kind, of course. What do you say? Sure. Fantastic. I owe you one. Anyway, let's get started. I guess we'll need materials. No need to worry. We have everything we need here at the atelier. Okay, Bubbles, let's get inventing. Your work with Hein goes smoothly. Shall we take a little break, Bubbles? How much is left? It's coming along, but we're running out of the material we need to strengthen the armor. And it's a crucial element, too. I thought I had more than enough here at the atelier. I'm surprised I ran out so quickly. I could use my connections to get in touch with a good merchant, I suppose. But no, I don't have the budget for that. This is my atelier, though, so it's up to me to provide the supplies somehow. I'll think of something. I can handle some of it, man. What do you need? Oh, Bubbles. It's no problem. Just tell me where to go. Actually, thanks. You're right. You're here now, so I don't have to do it all by myself anymore, do I? I got so used to working on my own, that didn't even cross my mind. I'll take you up on the offer. It would be very helpful if you get the materials we need. I'll write up a list of the materials we need, and I'll send it to you later in the letter. We done for the day, then? Yes, that's all for today. Sorry for leaving you hanging. I'll get that list to you as soon as I can, so please be patient with me for a little while. Thanks for your help today. Let's call it a day. See you soon, Bubbles. I don't have to work all on my own? Anyway, I better start writing that list for Bubbles. Remodeling the Fiasola Part 1. Sandstone. Will it just pop me right out? Yep, it does. Cool. Will you be okay? Yes. This is my way of making things right. I don't regret a thing. But now looking back, eloping was a bad idea. I can't help but think that. None of this would have happened to Jade if he'd never met me. He still has a home to go back to. So if he has a chance at a normal, happy life, I want him to take it. We don't know if his memory will ever come back, so this is for the best. You know he'll come looking when he remembers. Even if he does, I won't meet with him. I'm planning to go somewhere far away from here. A town so far that no one has ever heard of the Sea's Light Order here. Seriously? I've already made up my mind. There's no going back now. Alright, I won't stop you. Thank you. Oh, this... It's the hair accessory I was looking for. The birthday present, right? I can't believe I'm finding it now. After everything's already said and done. Too bad. I don't need it now. Yeah, don't say that. There's no point in holding on to it. Well then. Goodbye, Jade. I really did love you. Miss Lilia! Jade? What are you doing here? I had to ask you something, so I came after you. What is it? I need to know. What kind of relationship did we have? I don't believe that you went out of your way to help me because you owed me anything. There has to be more to it than that. I get the feeling that you and I were important to each other once. That maybe we loved each other. Jade, don't continue that thought. Miss Lilia. What's that in your hand? This? It's a hair clip. I know that hair clip. Oh? Yeah, that's a present I got for someone a long time ago. Someone very special to me. There was nothing I wouldn't do for her. It's been a long day for you, Jade. You need some rest. Miss Lilia? Your feelings got through to her. I'm sure she was really happy to know that's how you felt about her. Miss Lilia, are you? You can have the hair clip. Please, I want you to have it. See you, Bubbles. Goodbye, Jade. Wish you the best. I will remember, I promise. And when I do, I'll come and find you. It's not goodbye, it's see you later. Until we meet again. Oh, Bubbles. Thank you again for visiting. I have a promise to fulfill with the children today. They should be here any moment. Emmo! Hello, you two. We're here. Can we start the lesson already? I want to grow up and have a pretty voice just like you. Yeah, you mentioned in the letter. I did. Glad you remembered. Hey, Emmo, who's your friend? I know. There's someone Emmo fancies. Fancies? Like the relationship these kids have. Oh, I see. So you two must fancy each other too. Huh? You got it all wrong. What she said, we're just friends. You mean like Esla? Esla? Whatever. Enough about the lovey-dopey stuff. I want to practice already. Right, that's what we're here for. Come this way, you two. It's time to begin our lesson. Yes, ma'am. Emmo gives the children a great singing lesson. How was I this time, Emmo? You're both getting very good. I'm happy we can cover so much and still have a lot of fun together. Yay! Everyone's gonna think I'm awesome at the next sea shanty practice. Emo, do you mind if I invite some friends next time? If they're happy to have me as their teacher, then please do. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of people asking for lessons. It's like Emo's a teacher now or something. A teacher? Me? I'm gonna call her Miss Emo from now on. Gosh, that's perfect! Huh? Thanks for the lessons, Miss Emo. I look forward to the next one, Miss Emo. Oh. Okay. Is it really okay for them to think of me as a teacher? You did teach them. Bubbles. I think you're gonna do great. You think so? I never considered it. I always thought singing at the tavern was enough, but teaching children was a lot of fun. Follow your heart. I don't know. Do I want to keep singing at the tavern for everyone, or become a singing teacher? What else do you think I could do? Think about it a bit. You're right. I'm going back to the tavern now. Please do visit again soon, Bubbles. Emo the teacher. Special Technique Rhyme Maiden, a song that cures all party and status ailments. Briefly increases party's physical and magic defense. Alright, and then I have stuff to do at the lighthouse. It's time to Tolka, you're back! What's the situation with the missing boat? Still hasn't been found. Having searched all this time and not found it, there's a high chance it might have already left the Chatolin waters. We can't give up just yet. Once the lighthouse is lit, I'm sure he'll find his way back. But Tolga, can you get the lighthouse back on? Oh, wrong person. I'll do what I can. Rog is still inside working on it now. Please hurry. You, please come with me too. I want the light come back on. Thought I put everything together perfectly. Tried everything. Guess I really can't do this by myself. You've done well making it this far. Dad, you almost fixed it perfectly, but there's a few mistakes here and there. Like this monolith here. You're meant to split this part into two before you connect it. I could say something about this bit here too, but right now our main priority is getting the light back on. Rog, I'm going to talk you through it. Just follow my instructions and the light should start working again. We can give Shatola back their beacon of hope, Rog. I'm going to need your help to do it. Let's do it! I was about to say just a glance? It's nothing special. Even without me here, I'm sure Rog would have finished it by himself if he had more time. We just don't have the time for that right now, that's all. He's doing me proud, that son of mine. Dad, what should I do with this part? Hang on, I'm coming. Hey, sorry, but could you give us a hand? We could use all the help we can get. Alright, that should do the trick. We'll get on now? Yes, it's working. You did it, Rog. Now, will you do the honors and shine Shatola's beacon of hope for us once again? Hope he finds his way back. He'll be fine now, I'm sure of it. As long as the light keeps shining. The rest is up to the fishermen who are out searching for him. All we can do now is praise, alright. Rog! Tolga! Did you find him? Yes, he's heading this direction. He must have seen the lighthouse. Thank goodness. Yeah. Rog, I'd like to talk to you. Would you mind joining me in the tavern? Okay, Dad. Could you come too, Bubbles? Sure. Thank you. Let's head to the tavern then. Oh, it actually chewed through part of my day. Okay. Less cool. Oh, wrong direction. So, Dad, what did you want to tell me? I wanted to say, I'm sorry, Rock. I was too consumed by my own guilt to listen to you before. Didn't do right by you as a father. Oh, you came just in time. If you hadn't showed up, I might have ended up living with the same painful experience as you did. Feeling the weight of knowing I could have saved someone. Just the thought of it was really scary. I think I understand the burden you've been living with. Rog, I don't want you to live that life through something like that. What I said about you taking over the lighthouse. Now, don't get me wrong, this experience hasn't put me off working in the lighthouse. If anything, it's only motivated me more. It has? Yeah. Because I've realized how this pressure and responsibility you've taken upon yourself by doing it all alone. I really respect you, Dad. I looked up to you as a kid, and I still do now. You've always been there, lighting up the way for me. To me, you're my beacon of hope. Me. You don't have to do it by yourself anymore, Dad. I know I'm still young and not nearly as experienced as you. I'm only an apprentice. But I want to share some of that responsibility with you. Let's shine a light of hope together, the two of us. Well, with me as your teacher, you won't be able to call yourself an apprentice for long. Thank you, Dad. Let's call it a night. I hope you know that you've gotten yourself into. I'll make a lighthouse keeper out of you before you know it. Can't wait. Good luck, man. Thanks. I'll be the best lighthouse keeper I can be. Don't be a stranger, okay? Come to the lighthouse anytime. You might just get a chance to sit in on one of Rog's training sessions. No way, that's embarrassing. I hope you'll see me when I'm already a pro like Dad. Anyway, I'm really grateful to you. It's all thanks to you that Dad and I could make up and he came back to the lighthouse. Thank you, Bubbles. I owe you thanks too. I appreciate all you've done for us. Thank you. I'm glad you two are working together now. Yeah, me too. From now on, we're working together. We don't have time for any more arguments. And I won't leave like that again. Not now that I have my own light shining bright for me too. A light for the future. Cool, I needed some silver ore. Alright, I think that's everything I can do in this area. Look for Sorbus, the Castle of Illusions. Baraka at the settlement near Lathe. Drawbridge at the Castle of Illusions. Probably be faster if I warp home due to the distance.
Bye-bye.
Settlement near Lathe Village. The Bridge, Castle of Illusions. Really? Did you have to be on the far side of the bridge? Yeah, of course you did. Harumph. Did I waste my time coming here? Perhaps I should stop. It should not be I who comes sniveling to the likes of the Omen. I am a knight of the princess. Such a prestige. The prestige of such allegiance the royal family should... No, it shouldn't. The princess. The royal family. They were never real. Is everything alright? Ooh! What reprehensible knave dares stand at my hindquarters without my express permission? Oh, it's just you, Bubbles. God. So much drama. Which means you must have come after reading my letter. As expected of my trusted retainer, I commend you. Why are you here? Surely you remembered the discussion we had in the throne room, where the Omen informed us that my memories are not but falsities. I have thought about that discussion non-stop since it occurred. Why would an Omen plant such memories in the recesses of my mind? I came to the castle to demand some answers, but... Cold feet? Cold feet? I'll have you know these hooves are always comfortably warm. Use that head affixed to your shoulders. It was the Omens who implanted these fake memories, correct? They never said that. Thus, should they not also be responsible for explaining why they implanted these memories? So, you see, it should not be me who approaches the Omens, but they who should prostrate themselves to me. Hence why I'm waiting here now. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and yet none will come to offer me explanation I deserve. Are you gonna go home? No. I said I would not approach them, but you are another story. Surely you also yearn to learn? To understand why the Omens would do what they did? You want me to ask for you? Very astute. I believe you would do best to inquire about my memories. What say you? This is not what you would call a win-win situation. Or is this not? Whatever. Now follow me, my trusty Bubbles. I will follow you solely on the term trusty Bubbles. I love that term for some reason. We will seek out an Omen who might have the answers we seek and wring them dry of information. Okay. It's all the way up there. Alright. Fairly straightforward. I'm Sorbus. What is it, Abel? It's about the orphanage anemia. Orphanage. The orphanage? What do you mean? Tell the Omen about the presents they have been sending to the orphanage. What? You're saying I've been sending them? Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no information about that saved in my memory. Courier said it was from you. There would be no reason for me to seek the services of an Abel. Wait. Actually. Abel, I take it back. I know I said I did not send any presents, but there is a slight chance that I did. I might have done it while I still had my old personality. You look confused. Not to worry. You don't have to concern yourself with that anyway, Abel. Anyway, my old self really was doing something like that. It would be very interesting, and it is worth investigating. Come with me, Abel. I'm going to attempt to recover the memory of my old personality. The information you're looking for might be in there too. Oh, okay, I don't have to open up the map. Good. My finger was hovering over the M key. Data recovery complete. It seems you were right. It was my old persona that was sending things to the orphanage. I was also able to determine why. Yeah, why? Of course, I will tell you. The reason for it was what you Abels would call atonement. It seems that my previous persona had destroyed a whole village of Abels, meaning that it was partially responsible for orphaning those children. According to my records, my old persona belonged to a civilization cloud. Their role is to manage things like Abel population control and technological advancements. That would explain why they destroyed the village then. It was population control. I guess it is technically like someone else. It was someone else. The one who destroyed the village was my old persona. The me who is standing in front of you now is different. But there's something I still don't understand. Why did my old persona try to atone for it? All it says in the records was that they felt a strange noise when they saw the orphans living in anemia. I mean, a human would feel bad. Population control is essential to the survival of civilization. That shouldn't be a mistake. But no, I mustn't pursue this thought any further. I'll end up having my personality deleted too. Abel, let's end this here. Before you go, Service gives you a children's picture book. It's addressed to the orphanage. A final present, as it were. My old persona must have left it behind. I imagine their personality got wiped before they could send it. I would like you to deliver it. Thank you. I was starting to wonder if I could ever get rid of it. Farewell, Abel. There's nowhere around. Looks like a good place to rest for a while. Yeah, I'll take a quick break. 30 minutes. Enjoy the break and got enemies. Health and stamina replenished. Honolulu doll. You, Omen, I have a question for you. Ugh, you again. You're such a bothersome one-horned creature. You can come here all you like. You won't get the information you... Actually, wait. Who are you? Why, I am Unicorn of the Cryptids. Who else would you have mistaken me for? More importantly, I have a question to ask. It's about my memories, you see. Why did you implant such memories into my... Are you even listening? I see now. You're not the same one. What epiphany could be so important that you would leave my question unanswered? Look, I'm sorry to disappoint, but I don't have the answers you want. Pardon? No records? Nothing? Not a single one. What is the meaning of this? You mean to tell me Dianthus lied? That's not what I'm trying to say at all. There were those of us who studied you, for sure. Then I demand an audience with them. Sorry to disappoint you yet again, but they disappeared some time ago. You know not where they are? They wiped their studies from the database, cut ties, and haven't been seen since. Which means we haven't been able to track them down either. We had any idea we'd be able to find them. I must say, it is surprising that not even the most important of omens would know. Then, I will be stuck with these memories forever at this rate. Look, if you hate your fake memories so much, I can delete them for you. Delete my memories? I can even make sure that I only erase the false ones, too. That way, you'll be rid of the pent-up worry and stress you're under. Surely that would be more logical than trying to search for my lost comrades without any clues. Of course, you don't need to answer now. Come back when you've made a decision. Honestly, the thought had never crossed my mind until now. I didn't know they could erase a living being's memories. Like an organic one. Neither did I. If that omen says it can be done, then it must be true. I must think on this longer. There is no need to dally here. Let us return home, Bubbles. Origin of the lie. Turmeric root and pyro liquid. Do I have any other business here? No, then it is a long road to get out. Joy. Oh, I'm not completely out of stamina. Okay. No, I'm out of... Right. Duh. Alright, I'll warp home. I'll make some food? I don't know if I have anything I really need to craft, per se. But I'm gonna warp home. Drop off this massive quantity of stuff. Alright, let's go sell a couple of these pearls. get back in. Now that I got the materials to do so, I should craft those things. It's not silver? What is it? Iron. Large iron. Okay. I thought it was silver. Okay. So I just still got nothing I could do. I can make more bombs, but I don't really need them at the moment. Guess let's just cook. Let's make a couple and then go to bed. Oh, there's a lot of condensation on my cup. Oh my god. Alright. Cut at 126. There we go. And as for this stuff. Is there a value I haven't written down? Curry herb. I never sold curry herb? Weird. Vegetable jam. I used carrot to make the jam. And that didn't net me all that much now that I think about it. I think it was it one carob or two? I think it was just one. Oh, hey, because the bell ups are right next to each other, I could calculate an exact difference. Alright, so they're worth 50 extra total, which means across each one it's a plus 10? That's it? Just a plus 10? That'd be curious. Well, they're worth... What are they worth normally? Envelopes are worth 45 apiece. That means that the other ones are worth 55? But that makes no sense. It's a plus 10 for the bell ups. But then for the numb melon, it's a plus 35. And for the carrots, it's a plus 40. Huh. But for the carrots, it's a plus 30. But still, that's strange. Oh, lemon jam's worth a lot, though. That's cool. Alright.